I wanted to take some time to answer this question. So, the bottom line is King Asmodeus does not reach out to people as often as they usually think that he does. This is because when he comes around, it does usually incite spicy feelings, right? He does come around to deliver messages, but he does not reach out to practitioners as often as witch talk might lead you to believe. And he especially doesn't typically reach out to newer ones. That's not to say that he won't, but the reason that it happens a little less often than you think is because Asmodeus is like the college professor, right? He expects you to have all of the knowledge up to his class that you're taking. He has no interest in showing basics, in holding hands, so on and so forth. So he doesn't quite pop up as often for new practitioners as you might think. A lot of people mistake him as reaching out, when in all reality, you have to remember that he is an incubus and a king of lust. So his presence, which can feel quite gravitational and magnetic, might make you think that, oh, he's trying to pull you into work, when in all reality, that's just kind of how he is. Now, again, that's not to say that he doesn't work with newer practitioners or doesn't reach out to people. But I think a lot of people mistake his presence, the way he presents himself, so on and so forth, as wanting to work with them. In all reality, he's very charismatic and very outgoing, but he kind of separates himself a lot. Doesn't typically come around unless he sees that the boxes are checked. Now, again, that is not always the case. I was 15 and I reached out to him and I began work with him. It's like starting a game you've never played on hard mode. It's really fucking miserable, but you can absolutely do it. So don't let me discourage you. This is just me kind of explaining my experience with him, the experience of other practitioners, and kind of how he functions and how he thinks. So I hope that clears things up a little bit. As far as him popping up a lot, your mind gravitating towards him, again, you have to understand that it is his job to kind of make infatuation happen, make you want to be around him, make you want to entertain him and to be in his presence, because again, he is an incubus and a king of lust. So just be mindful of that when you go to interact with him, right? If you guys have any further questions about Asmodeus, about any of these topics, feel free to drop them in the comments and I would be happy to respond appropriately.